Close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. We all gonna leave together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. I'm challenging each of you all down here to give a $20 seed. I just think $20 is a lot of money. $20, believe it or not, when my late wife, Melinda P. Sapp, was alive, was a good date. I could take her to the movies, buy a box of popcorn, get 1 soda, 2 straws. I wasn't cheap, that's swag. I was looking in her eyes, she's looking in mine. Can't do that no more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. I got you. Let's see. So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving.
On the start.
Let me just start by saying first, Ricky, I thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
You know, I thank you for the opportunity to be able to come on your show and for you to use your platform to give me a chance to just, you know, add some context.
Yeah.
Some context and clarity to, you know, a clip that, you know, a whole lot of people have seen. You know, sadly, one of the things that has happened is, you know, people have created a narrative that is absolutely not true.
You don't expect us to believe that, do you?
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor. I just want you to know that you watching You Just Got Juiced reactions. Don't forget, you got the juice now.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got the Juice, and we are back at it again with another video. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you for giving me the time and day, as we just reached 740 subscribers. So I want to say thank you all for giving this channel the love and support as we continue to grow, and as I try to reach 1,000 subscribers. Today we're going to be diving into this Marvin Sapp situation about him locking people in church trying to get $40,000. So we're going to see what Corey has to say about it, and we're going to talk about it later.
Now I'm missing it. What happened? Okay.
My brother, Marvin Sapp.
Oh no, God, this is just getting.
You talking about the 40,000?
Yes, it's like he went on Ricky Smiley's show. And I wish he wouldn't have.
Me too. Me too.
I wish he didn't go on Ricky Smiley's show. Not like I'm against Ricky Smiley's show. I'm all for Ricky Smiley's show.
Yeah.
But it was bad. It was bad.
You know Marvin Sapp?
No, but I bought every one of his albums he ever put out. I listened to his music.
Right?
Yes.
Well, he's saying
he
that's
dope.
where he gets all his money.
I listened to the music. But you heard what D just said. Say that again, D.
Well, he's saying that that's where he gets all his money, really, because he is a multi-million selling recording artist.
I know that you didn't probably watch the interview on Ricky Smiley, right?
No, I need to, yeah.
He went on there. I'm talking about my brother, Marvin Sapp, went on there with wordplay. And it was so, I was like, oh my God, stop. Okay, so we all know that, you know, damn, how can I say this other than just be straight up? Pulpit pimping is a way of life in America. Do we disagree with this? Anybody?
Sadly, not at all.
Pulpit pimping. It goes on in America where preachers know how to work the congregation out of more than they probably would naturally give. Is that fair? Because I'm not trying to say nothing that ain't right.
Right.
Preachers know how to work you out of more than what you would normally give out your pocket. They feel like you owe this in the name of the Lord.
You know,
I remember when I was young in church. I was raised in a church, and then when I was very young, I think I probably went between like 5 to 6 days a week, because my mother was a member of the church, and you know my father was always at work, so you know I just had to go like wherever she go. But I remember they tried to teach me, like, when you go to church, you're supposed to give 10% of what you made, like, on your paycheck or whatever, like, or that week. So in my head, I'm like, so if I made $100 all week, I'm supposed to give the church $10. I'm like, that just don't make sense. So, you know, I ain't never give 10%. That's just me, honestly. I might throw a dollar or something there. I'm like, man, look, I gave you something. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's not mandatory. So, you know, I just always thought that was weird. But
the Bible says there's 5 ways that they're allowed to make money.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the 5 ways they're allowed to make money before I go deeper into this?
Leviticus 27:30 through Malachi, and Malachi 3 verse 10 basically says through tithes and offering. That's number 1. Number 2 is ministry support. In the New Testament, Paul discusses the concept of providing financial support for those who preach the gospel. You can also look that up, Corinthians 9:14.
That's right.
Also gifting. The Bible allows for individuals to give gifts to church leaders as a form of appreciation and support. That's outlined in 1 Timothy 5 verses 17 through 18. And then ministry related work is number 4. Basically engaging in ministry related work such as writing, teaching, or counseling. So I believe the albums will go into that. And then labor in the church. Preachers may receive financial support for their work within the church, such as pastoral care, administration, or roles that contribute to the functionality of a church.
All what you said are ways to justify preachers asking for something. But this is what I'm saying. In this case that was caught on video, the brother aggressively said what he want from people.
And he had a reason.
Am I lying?
No, you're not. And he had to.
and then for 40K
He
is
aggressively
crazy,
said
bro.
what he want from people. The first thing he did on Ricky Smiley that I was like, oh, you word playing, homie, was when the man said, shut the doors. And he said, in fact, the last 2 went like this: close the doors. Close the doors. And I was like, whoa, okay. And he act like, I'm just saying, they downplayed what they did. Listen, if you are the pastor at a church and people want the respect of the pastor, your influence over the people is strong. So he also said, y'all ain't going nowhere after this but to a restaurant or something. Okay, yeah, that's what he said. I'm not making this up. So he's sitting here talking to you about your paper.
Yeah, what you could do.
Which is why masculinity is not in the church for real.
Never would have paid it.
Right. I mean, I'll be like, oh, so your door closed? So what that mean, I can't get out this motherfucker? But I'm just saying, that's why there ain't a lot of masculinity in the church. But what I'm saying to you is this. When you go on there and you say shut the doors, why you can't just say close the doors? It's the same thing. You meant the same thing. And okay, you act like it ain't literally like you locked in there. Okay, they want the respect of the pastor. So there are a large number of people. I ain't gonna even tell you what he told the people who was sitting upstairs. He basically told them, this the VIP, y'all gotta pay more. Right. That's what he said to the people.
He explained it. Yeah,
this VIP, y'all, I want 20 from these peons. Y'all got the ump 100.
That's crazy, dog.
The point I'm trying to make, why go on Ricky Smiley and make yourself look stupid and not say exactly what you doing? If you a preacher, why can't you stand on who you are?
You know that can be considered kidnapping, right? If you shut a door and you
close the doors,
that could be considered kidnapping, especially given the circumstances of what you're demanding money.
Before they
somebody could have pressed. I mean, I you know, I ain't gonna snitch.
Let me tell you something, man. People do stuff like that, press charges over stuff like that. But I ain't gonna lie, I hope that don't come to that. But what I'm saying is, I have always been influenced by Marvin Sapp's music.
He's a great musician. Yeah.
Man, I don't never trust when those musicians just want to transition over to be a pastor. I don't trust the church in general, and I'm only speaking for personal experiences. I've just seen a lot of shady stuff, and for the record, I was a kid, so maybe I wasn't seeing the full picture of it. But what I gravitized from it, I remember my mother was a member for a church called Heart to Heart Ministry, and pastor name was Donald Downing, and she was a member of the church. And I know my mother got bipolar, so she had a bipolar disorder. So I don't know everything that went about this situation, but from what I can remember, where I lived at, it was like a couple houses down, and it was another guy, and this other guy, he had like these 3 kids, because it was like one of the girls I had a crush on. Long story short, he was like a pastor, but he was preaching like out of his house. So my mother was cool like with that family, so we used to go over there and we do like church stuff. Long story short, the bigger church found out that she was teaching kids at the smaller church, like in the house, and they pretty much told her like you can't do that. And I never understood why somebody can't teach kids about God even though they're a member of a church. I'm like, that was just weird. So I'm like, 'cause like you're talking about God. So the fact that they told her she couldn't do that, and I remember like how hurt she was. And after that, that's when I lost faith in the church. I'm like, what are we talking about here? So if somebody got any insight on that, let me know. But it's not like this is a government thing. It's church, man. Like you go to church, you praise the Lord. So now you can't praise the Lord with other people at a different church. And it wasn't even like a church. It was just out the guy's house. So that memory always stuck in my head. And this other stuff that I've seen in the church, but that was the one that topped it off for me. And that's when I just stopped really caring about church. And it's like, yeah, I think about going from time to time, but then now it's just, I see people going now, and it's just so different, and people just wearing regular clothes, and they just playing like go-go music and hip-hop stuff. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think the church is just, it became like another fashion show, or just another place just to grab money for them preachers that want to keep them fancy cars and stuff like that, bro.
Great, yeah.
But one day I saw something like this. This ain't the first time I've seen a video of him doing this.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Not that exactly same way, but the money hustle at church.
Right.
This is another thing he said. The money don't go to him. Homie, we don't do shit for free in this world. Shit we do comes with blessings. So don't say some money don't go to you, man. You in the church hustle, man. I'm a preacher. I give my show to the people. This is my church. I am here preaching to the people, and I give it to them. When they give donations, I love it. It helps me. It helps me. My main donations come from when I go out and speak. Some people say I'm a comedian. I love that too. But I am spreading the word as I am out there doing what I do. And that's why I get my main donations from the people when they donate to come see me. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it. I don't have to pressure the people into coming up out of something. When they come up out of something, I love it. There's people who's giving in the super chat and all that. And
Purchase
I'm not finna be like, I'm not finna tell you what it costs yet. I mean, I'm planning on having my website cracking where I'm going to ask people for a $5 a month donation because I'm trying to be my own producer of much higher content. I can go do the little skits that cost $20, $30 to put together. I'm trying to be my own producer. So when I get my website going, I'm gonna ask for a $5 a month donation. And I think a lot of people who know me as I've worked in front of the people for years might be down to donate $5 a month. So I can keep this up and not coming up out of, the donations I get where I'm never really getting over the top. I'm honest enough to say that. All you preachers who act like you ain't in this getting money, stop. If we followed you for a month, somebody might slap the shit out of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop acting like you ain't getting paper for this. You doing this for paper. Now, some people might have the God's message in mind too.
I've seen some. I've actually seen some, right?
You want to deliver the word of God also.
In addition to.
Right. Let me get this paper, but look at the nigga behind him. The nigga behind him look like an old enforcer.
Not he got the fingers
Hard nights, brother.
He got the grab your money fingers out right there.
Look at the nigga behind the nigga.
The nigga behind the nigga look like he looking at somebody's ass.
Yeah, it's a lot of niggas behind niggas in this picture.
Yeah, that's a thick nigga.
While he got his pave Rolex on.
That nigga ears got bigger when he heard the $100.
Who that nigga? That nigga look like that motherfucker in Men in Black 2, who was one of the dudes who was supposed to beat up Will Smith.
Yeah, that's
With old boy Steve, he said, "That's untight." He looked just like that thing in Men in Black 2. You gotta find them goons that was going to beat up Will Smith in Men in Black 2, and he had on a hat, I think. He was like a black dude with like an old pimp hat.
The Dalai Lama's there too. Look at the Dalai Lama.
All I know is that the Dalai Lama and the guy on the guy on the right and the guy on the left, they must be related. They got the same ears.
That looked like the brother who passed who used to sing, ooh,
Marvin Sapp looked like your boy you used to go hard on.
He was?
Sotomayor.
Why you think? Oh, man, now he gonna be thinking we talking about him. He gonna be like, oh, fuck that motherfuckers up there. Now he gonna think you fucking with him, man. That's why. But anyway.
But you know that sweat all in Marvin's chest, right?
I want these preachers to start being accountable for who they really are. Stop acting like you're all good with no hustle. Hustle is part of the game. Hustle is part of the game. You want to boss out in God's name. And when you act like you're not doing this to boss out in God's name, you bring you bring shame to yourself. Tell the truth.
Is it fair to say, because I don't know about his, how would you say his typical...
Like I said, all them pastors, like, nobody told y'all to get those mega churches. Y'all decided to get that because y'all wanted to get more people in there so y'all could get more money. So you decided to live outside of your means, and then now you want somebody to help you pay for that. Nah, bro. Like, I'd rather go support one of them tiny churches that's like ran out of a tiny ass place than to go to a mega church.
Everyday speaking voice, but it sounded like some PR person got to him or something, because when he was speaking on the show, Ricky Smiley,
He sounded like one of them funeral directors.
he was so timid. Like,
You know, have you ever talked to a funeral director before they get your money?
See?
Well, as the transition happens, we're about to
Perfect.
woo-woo-woo.
That's how he was speaking. So I'm sorry.
But how was he speaking at the church? Close the doors.
What kind of watch is that? Is that a Rolling?
Yeah.
That's a $40,000 watch.
Yeah, that's where all the money going.
Man, did y'all find that character in Men in Black 2? Y'all finna make, man, because that dude right there with the ears.
Yeah.
Both of them.
He
That guy
looked-
got the ears too. I think they were like, oh
Look,
my God.
Don't he look like him in Men in Black 2? Not the
I know
dog
the
looking
one
thing. That man. You see what I'm saying? Can you see the resemblance?
Yeah, he do look like Corey.
Yeah, he beat the meat.
That motherfucker
man.
got
All he need is the hat on.
movie memory.
He looked just like him to me.
Man.
All I'm saying. Hell
Oh my
no.
God.
Anyway.
But yeah, that was, I don't know.
It's gonna be a 79 Coupe de Ville Cadillac pull up here tonight. Trying to.
Man, you telling me that ain't dude?
Yeah.
That's the same person, man.
I cannot.
That's him.
Yeah, that is.
Oh
He up there off a Red Devil.
That'd be the crazy
Man,
part.
Joe.
Two Red Devils.
But did it sound, so I wasn't by myself on that it did sound like he was, as a therapist, was like gaslighting the people on that show. I mean, he gave a lot of different excuses for reasons on why that happened. First of all, of course, he said if you weren't really following the story, first thing out of his mouth was that this was it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year, so
year.
that makes a difference.
Ain't that what the wolf's supposed to do to the sheep?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Craig, will you say it again?
It is.
God damn.
Yep.
Yeah, man, ain't that what the wolf's supposed to do to the sheep? He hunting, man. You in there to be hunting.
These people are our food.
Yeah,
But when he
man.
did, though, the one thing he did give up was when he said that people are changing the narrative and putting this story out here about him. Yes, I admit my tone could have been different. That's what when he said.
Is that what he said? His
on the
tone?
show, he said his tone. He said, "Okay,
Yeah, I know. I
that's
remember
the
that
one
part.
Thing, that's the one thing that he.
It
did
wasn't your tone that was alarming. It's your cockiness.
Right.
Amongst the people he was talking to. You can't demand nothing like that. You're supposed to have it like that with the people.
He owed
not
one.
closed doors.
He owed one of them niggas money behind him. That's why he good.
Well, it's the nigga with the pimp stripe suit on.
Yeah, that nigga's there collecting. He ain't
Is
no
his
member.
hair wrinkled at the top or is that hair?
Old. Oh, please
No,
don't
that's
tap,
he
please.
I ain't got no hair.
I think it's light reflection. I hope.
Is that what it is?
I hope
Cold
it's
world.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Somebody say it was closing the door. That's right. That's pimping, homie. Close that door. Bitch, who you talking to?
yeah.
You better get my money. Same thing. You think it's a difference between what I just said versus what he did? It's not.
I'm trying to think of all things. Oh, and then he did say that it didn't happen at his church.
Oh, it didn't happen at your
you
church. So
remember
you
that,
at
right?
other churches
you
doing
got money
that?
for other people.
Some money.
It's their whole get down. It's like the conglomerate of all the churches together. Their organization is what he said. What didn't happen at his physical church? So just so you know.
He was on the road.
He was on the road hustling.
And wait,
That's
and
a promoter
wait,
thing.
And they asked him to do the tithes.
So they asked him to do the
That's
tithes.
what he said. They asked
And
him.
he
on
went
the
up
spot.
there because you know what they do after it's over.
What? Chop it up.
You know, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Got them cake ass motherfuckers.
Yeah, they
them
probably
soft ass
split that
motherfuckers.
shit.
Give to the Lord. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, so if it was a congregation of churches, then they probably was like, all right, we're going to use the celebrity because they know. It's that church stuff is just crazy, bro. Especially with the older people. I don't know, bro. That's why I try to just keep a neutral mindset. Like I said, I believe in God, but I just don't believe in the church, bro.
He be in the deacon room doing the splits, counting the money and shit.
Brother, what you did was called pimping, homie. Yeah. That's pimping. Close the door. Give me mine. That's what you did. Close the door, give me mine. So anybody can make it sound like they want to make it sound. We saw it, and we recognize game like that, man.
You know what it be too though? It's competition. I bet you them preachers be like, nigga, I bet you I get more out of them today than you. I got 30,000 out of them last week.
Well, you know, I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
I just don't like putting them all on blast because I'm a preacher. But I'm not finna try to tell nobody nothing about, look, you can't. I've seen people with internet shows get mad at how much money people donate. Like, man, I'm doing this and you only giving me that and all like that. And I used to look. I used to be like, oh, this motherfucker think he deserves something more than what people, it's a donation. Right. Are you charging for this show? Because if you charge for your show, I don't think people will watch your show.
Right.
You ask for donations to keep up the show. Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you want to make some money, then charge for your show. If you that bad motherfucker, huh? Charge for it. And let's see how much you get. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, I'm going to ask a $5 donation a month when I get my website cracking, and I really hope people will donate and give to the cause. Because I'm still going to do it anyway, because it's the Lord's work.
Or else you shut their Wi-Fi off. Shut it off. Shut it off. Cancel their Wi-Fi. I mean,
how many people in the chat right now?
So crazy.
8,000.
Close the doors. Close the doors.
Need $5 from everybody in the chat.
Right. We get $5 from everybody in the chat. That'll be all right.
Yeah, that's $40,000. God.
Oh, Damien. Hey.
Man, look.
That's crazy. I'm telling you, it just, oof. Well, if you weren't kind of turned off by any kind of attending a church, well.
What's wrong with his arm, dude? He got that chick. You see that little.
He got the.
He got cerebral palsy and stuff.
No.
Look at that head.
That's not. That way he could justify the $40,000 because he can't grab $40,000.
I got to get the unclaw surgery. I got to unclaw my hand.
Children now. Everybody that's putting all the bad stuff out there now, his children are getting he's receiving death threats, and his children are worried.
Well, let's just talk about stuff with bad publicity. I want to change it up and go to bad publicity.
Okay.